So the first reactions for Transformers: The Rise of the Beasts, or Rise of the Beasts, I keep putting a "the" in there, have come online, saying that it's basically the franchise best. Which franchise? Michael Bay's one? The Bumblebee one, which wasn't a reboot but now is a reboot? Which one? Riddle me this. I'm just having a bit of fun. Look, this is interesting for a few reasons, because all of the box office projections are actually saying that this film's going to bomb. I don't think it will at all. But really surprisingly, a lot of people thought that this was going to be a bomb. They've since slowly started to adjust some of it, but I think that they were playing some silly buggers, because obviously, this is going to be opening up not against The Little Mermaid, but it's in the midst of that. And it seems like some of these companies may have a vested interest in appeasing Grand Admiral Disney. I think, anyway. So, let's take a look. The sort of reviews are here, reactions, whatever you want to call them. Hit subscribe if you're new here. Do this for most movies that are coming out that are blockbusters or big box office tentpoles, because I think it's interesting. Now, I'm not saying agree with these. I'm not saying that they're right. I just find it interesting to see what the general consensus is, and then what people start to say when they watch the movies themselves. I always think it's an interesting thing. I mean, even if you look at Mario, for instance, a lot of the critics hated that film. Came out, people loved it. So this is what I mean, it's interesting. So a couple of weeks ago, we got word that Rise of the Beast is being described as a bit of a mess after a round of test screenings. But the first reactions are now online and they tell a very different story. So the franchise has always made a lot of money for Paramount Pictures, but the movies have never actually been what you'd call critical darlings. 2018's Bumblebee was widely viewed as a turning point. It seems Rise of the Beasts might just keep things on track. So there have been some usual criticisms, cheesy dialogue, simplistic story. We've yet to come across a completely negative tweet. So here's some of those reactions. So Eric Davies says, the new Transformers movie is pretty solid. Love the Brooklyn setting. Maximals and Scourge add a new spin and the action pops, especially the New York scenes. Mirage steals the show, but the true star is the absolute best soundtrack, full of early 90s hip-hop hits. This 90s kid had fun. Sure, maybe. I don't know whether I, go to the movies to listen to a soundtrack, but okay, sure. I mean, good. The thing is, they're saying that the action pops, that's really good, because for a movie, let's just compare, right? So for a movie that's so heavily CGI based and so action oriented, if that wasn't good, there'd be a problem. Compare that to some of the reviews coming out for The Little Mermaid. A lot of people are like, oh, the underwater scenes aren't very good. And you're like, well, that's not good. It's a mermaid film. So this is good. This starts off pretty well. So to Davey to Birth says, just saw Transformers Rise of the Beast and it's a total blast. There are lots of references to the Transformers universe that will wow fans. Anthony Ramos is amazing as Noah, and the team is great as always, but the real standout is Pete Davidson as Mirage. Don't miss it June 7th. Pretty vague. I mean, Easter eggs, cool, fine. I mean, still pretty vague, but never mind. Stephen Weintraub. I hate Stephen Weintraub. He's such a shill. But let's take what he says, on face value, I guess. Happy to say Transformers Rise of the Beast is one of the best installments in the franchise. It's a lot of fun. CGI looks great, and it has well-staged action that's easy to follow. That, if he's telling the truth, right, if he's not being a shill scummer, if he's telling the truth with the CGI, the action is actually easy to follow, that's really good, because one of the bigger complaints about the last Michael Bay, Bayformers, was that the action was just all over the fucking place. There was a lot of it, but it was all over the place. So that's good. The screening I saw actually had people clapping in the theatre, and the kids laughed a lot. Cool. What? You're at a screening with children? At a critics screening? That's weird. Anyway, Mike Reyes says, Transformers Rise of the Beast was a blast. The Beast Wars crew finally shows up in what's arguably the best Transformers movie in the run. There's a lot of heart, humour and Brooklyn pride in here, and it all makes for throwback popcorn fun. I don't know anything about this Brooklyn pride bollocks. I don't really care. Fine, sure, whatever. soz if you're from Brooklyn. I don't know anything about it. I don't care. Transformers Rise of the Beast makes good use of the animated movie's storyline. That'll keep some people happy. And integrates the Maximals and Terracons to good effect. Stakes are high, and Scourge is a terrifying and powerful villain. Action-packed with a lot of heart, albeit with some cheese on top. I mean, they're always a bit cheddar, but okay. Then we had this one from Block A. Transformers Rise of the Beast delivers one of the better and more coherent installments in the franchise. They clearly understood what worked so well with 2018's Bumblebee, as Rise of the Beast has heart and the human characters are more likeable. Mirage will walk away as the fan favourite. That's cool. I mean, lots of people make comments, on it being coherent. So coherent, easy to follow. Heart, blah, 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 easy to follow, so, okay, sure, that's positive then. We're getting some general, stuff popping up here and there that's similar-ish, which hopefully no one's lying about. Jermaine Lucier says, totally dug Transformers Rise of the Beast. It's got some issues in the middle, but it starts strong. Has fantastic 90s hip-hop, makes great use of the humans, and the third act is a blast. Plus, I damn near jumped out of my seat at the end, right up there with the first Bay and Bumblebee. The only good thing about the first Bay was Megan Fox. Alright? There's no tits and arse in this, I'm not really interested. I'm joking! Goodness me. Stop taking it so seriously. Alright? Anyway, Joseph Deckelmeyer, interesting name, says Transformers Rise of the Beast is a lot of fun. Anthony Ramos carries the movie and Pete Davidson steals every scene as Mirage. The ending blew my mind and the music in the film is fire. Hate that, but cool if you like the music. Dorian Park says Transformers Rise of the Beast took everything that worked from Bumblebee and amplified it. Anthony Ramos and Dominique Fishback delivered great performances and Pete Davidson's Mirage stole every scene he had. As a fan of the cartoon and franchise, I enjoyed this film. I mean, it's looking positive, but let's just hope no one's lying. Wow, surprised to say Transformers Rise of the Beast follows in the footsteps of Bumblebee by showing us there's still a lot of spark left in the Transformers franchise. This is a fun movie with great characters and a game-changing finale that levels up the franchise. That's worrying. They don't need to level it up, they need to tone it down. This was the problem with Marvel movies. They just kept going bigger and bigger and bigger. But okay, fine. Transformers Rise of the Beast plays like the ultimate Saturday cartoon. Some dope Transformers action. Anthony Ramos and Pete Davidson are great. Even if some of the dialogue is a little clunky, it's a lean, fun movie and a promising start to something exciting. Oh, so they're setting up like a whole thing. Okay, fine. Whatever. Making history on Machu Picchu. Experience the magic of Peru in Transformers Rise of the Beast. Alright, that's not a review, but fine. There you go. Positive, I guess. I didn't, the hype for this seems really good anyway. Maybe some of this is lying. Who knows? There's some recurring themes there, which sometimes is a red flag for me. But hey, look, for those that looking forward to this, I want this movie to be good for you. What do you think? Let me know down below. Cheers, guys. Take care.